We're going to be talking about combos with Slayer, because it's a little bit interesting when it comes to combos. I wouldn't say he's a combo demon, he's more of a damage demon, where he's not always trying to go for fancy extended combos or setups. His combo system is basically just doing buttons into whatever the most damaging special he can in that situation is. So after his 2 Ps, he's just gonna go into one of his Mappa punches. You know, it's a little bit of damage, leaves you in a nice situation to go for another one, not too bad. But if I'm getting something slightly more hitting, then like 2K2D, I can go for my kick hop Mappa punch, which does a little bit more damage, has some corner carry, and leaves you in a slightly better situation. If I'm landing some slash buttons, I can go into crouching heavy slash to finally get some pile bunkers, which add a lot of extra damage to combos for just a special move. And if I've gained some meter, then I can do a nice spaced out super, which might do a bunch of damage. And if I have full tension gauge, well, I may as well just, if I'm close enough, just do 2 buttons into a super, and that's gonna be practically an optimal combo. So yeah, his combo theory is a little weird compared to some other characters, but in this video we're just gonna try and simplify it so you know what to do in each situation. And let's work through it. So basically wherever we can, we want to go into Dandy Step into our pile driver, because that's the most damaging way we can end our combos. It's a decent knockdown, we can go for Dandy Step into our plus on block special move, and it's just really good, and it does a lot of damage. So anytime we're getting our slash buttons, we want to go into crouching heavy slash, because that's the only button that will connect into it. If I go for standing heavy slash, I'll have to go into a K Mappa punch. So if I react that I'm getting slash buttons, I want to go into this Dandy Step into pile driver. Lovely. Whenever you can't get that, say like you've gotten a heavy slash, well just go for a K Mappa punch. This includes your 2K2D, it's pretty decent, and also your punches just go into a P Mappa punch, which doesn't knock the opponent down, but it leaves you close enough that you can go for some pressure afterwards, and it's actually not that bad. Now, if we want to do a little bit of extra damage, a basic B&B you can do to increase the damage of your combos is something like this. So anytime I've gone for a few buttons into some specials, like this, RC into a dust, and you can either do this, or just make it simple and use 2 buttons instead. Close slash, 6H, Dandy Step, pile driver. And pile driver near the wall instantly splats them, and you're gonna get a lot of damage super easily. Look at that. Just for 1 RC, we're getting all that damage. And that's a super simple combo we can use in practically any situation. So I've gotten like 2K2D into Mappa punch. I can go for the exact same combo. And even though it's gonna scale differently, it's gonna still do a decent amount of damage. You can always use it. Even if I have my back to the wall, I can use a version of this where I switch to the other side. And it's still going to be pretty good. So it's just a simple combo route that you can apply to basically any situation. But Slayer really does thrive when it comes to situational hit. So different buttons can end up going into different things depending on the situation. So an obvious example is going to be a counter hit. If you get a counter hit button, you're going to get a bunch of extra things. But even things like his fast slash, if I land my fast slash at like full distance, the only thing it's going to be able to go into is my heavy slash or crouching heavy slash. But if it's slightly closer, it can actually link into a 2K2D, or if it's even closer, it can link into a close slash if your timing's fast enough. Which leads to some pretty unique combos. Any fast slash I land from around this distance can now lead into a full combo, just from a bunch of buttons into each other and then into the, as I said, pile driver, which is a great ender. And that's a lot of damage just for some buttons linking into each other, and a very simple meterless combo with a lot of corner carry. This also means that anytime you get a close slash, you can get this unique route, because if you're close enough from a close slash, you're going to be close enough in the 2H and this fast slash to just repeat the situation again. So you can link together a lot of buttons as long as your timing is like remotely good, and it can lead to tons of damage and super easy hit confirms, because pressing fast slash isn't a risk at all. You can just press fast slash, if you want you can cancel into things, or you can just throw it out. You see, oh, it hit, let me go for a full combo. Awesome. Or if it's blocked, doesn't matter, it pushes the opponent pretty far away. And another special trait about the fast slash is you can see there's a little bit of a stun state in the middle, and if the opponent is hit in a stun state, they can be hit by grabs. So you can cancel the first hit of your fast slash into your blood-sucking universe. So this fast slash is really unique and really shows off the situational combos we're talking about. So that means we can go for interesting combos like this, and combo into the blood-sucking universe at the end, which, of course, is going to lead to some pretty crazy stuff. So now we know how to go for a few buttons into a special or a more damaging special depending on the situation. We know how to link our fast slash into other things so we can get more damage from it. And we also have an RC route for whenever we want to get an RC to pick up a combo for a little bit of damage. We know that we can go for this general route. That means the only thing left is to go for our counter hit combos, and our counter hit combos are going to be basically the same as our blood-sucking universe combos, because when you get this command grab, everything turns into giant counter hit. So all of our heavy counter hits, like our H buttons and our this kind of stuff, is going to be similar, but something that is unique about blood-sucking universe is that you get them from everything, so I can get a 2p big counter hit. So if you land a close slash, you can either just simply go for another close slash into the same combo you would before. Just something simple like this is going to do tons of damage, or is easy peasy damage, or if you know that it's going to be a count hit, you can go into a charged dust for a little bit of extra damage. A situation where you might be getting a counter hit close slash is like this after knockdowns, and you're going for immediate close slashes. And then you can easily get tons of damage from the opponent trying to mash on you. That's a pretty common situation. And then in block strings, we might start getting our counter hits. And then in block strings, you might start getting our counter hits from heavies by delaying them. So after something like a crouching heavy slash, you can just do your P dandy step and just not do anything from it, so you get close enough to go for the same combos we've been going for. Which, simply enough, can lead to a lot of damage from only a few hits. The same basically applies to your standing heavy slash as well. Except you can improve it a little bit by adding an extra close slash or charge dust. Like so. Pretty good damage for a counter hit. Oh, and also the same will apply from our 2D, which is really good because you can get counter hit 2Ds quite a lot, especially since your Ks aren't that stunning. You can go for some lovely stuff with this. Really easily get lots and lots of damage. Now, if we start getting counter hits on our specials, like our overheads and lows, if the opponent's trying to mash on our dandy steps and they mess it up, then boom, they get hit by a full combo. Nothing too much from the low sweep, but from the overhead, that is a big combo we can get. So classic stuff like this. Or whatever you like. As you can see, the combo routes can get pretty repetitive, but they also repetitively do a lot of damage. One of the kind of unique ones is if you get a counter hit pile driver, you can go for your super, which will do quite a lot of damage. Like we mentioned, if you have Blood-Sucking Universe on, basically same thing, except now you can get it from all of your buttons. Which is cool because now also things like Dust can also lead to combos. And then the only final thing to consider is if you feel like spending meters, because if you feel like spending burst gauge, you can actually get quite a bit of damage. So if I go for a simple combo like this where the opponent is kept grounded, I can do a pretty lengthy combo into getting the bite, which is pretty useful, because you can get a lot of crazy stuff from that. So yeah, spending Wild Assault is basically just a good way of getting a bite off mid-combo, because usually you'd have to hit confirm a bar slash, which would be kind of weird. But then if we're spending tension gauge as supers just to deal a bunch of damage, well, there's a bunch of interesting ways we can do that. We already talked about how we can get, if you get a counter hit pile driver, you can go for your Mappa Hunch super. You can also use a Mappa Hunch super after spaced out normals or pretty spaced out in neutral, and it'll hit twice. So I think after a spaced out heavy slash, yeah, as you can see, it hits twice and does a crap ton of damage, which is really, really cool. So you can also do that in neutral. If you see the opponent is, you know, doing something around this range, you can Mappa Hunch and deal a crap ton of damage. And then, of course, you can always just press 2 buttons. That was probably a bit too lengthy for this. And go straight into your full tension super. And it'll deal a ton of damage. Yeah, honestly, the less buttons, the better. Even if I just did something like this, that's probably going to do more damage. So if you want to kill, this is the way. No fancy combos, no tight links, just death. But that's Slayer and his combos. We've got buttons into specials, or buttons into slightly more damaging specials. We've got buttons that link into other buttons uniquely. We've got simple but damaging RC routes. We've got effective ways of spending our Wild Assault to get our big counter hits, and from said counter hits, we can go into similar combo routes to get big damage once again. And all of this becomes irrelevant if we have supers in the right situation, because a spaced out big Mappa Punch, or like a single button hit confirm or 2 button hit confirm into Blood-Sucking Universe super is going to do way more damage than anything we would do from a combo. And that's Slayer. Thanks so much for watching, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.